I'm going to make a video here on making a panel just to see how it comes out, like what it is like. Probably won't take that long. I'm just going to explain what I'm doing, and I'm going to put the rest in time lapse. I want to make a panel from here down to this new panel here as well. It is rotten on the inside edge here, so I'm going to lay masking tape down. I'm going to draw out the piece I want. Then when it comes to this tipped edge, I will draw a line along that, and that'll just give me that curve. Then where this edge tips over, depending on the arch, whether it goes this way or goes that way, it needs to be shrunk or stretched. I'll pre-shrink or stretch that before I tip it. So along here, there'll probably be just a tiny bit. And then on the masking tape, I will do loads of marks where I want it shrunk a bit more. It'll warp the shit out of the panel. But then once I tip the edge over, it'll tighten everything up again. And it normally gives a nice little curve that suits this body lines here. So it'll go from here just down to here somehow. It'll probably won't be curved. I'd say it'll come across and be a line down. Kind of wanted to go to that, but probably come by that, go down, and then I'll cut that off there to match it. And yeah, I'm just going to go with it and see how it looks. On this, I've just shrunk that now a good bit there. As I went down here, I only tapped it off. You can see there's marks on it, but it doesn't look shrunk at all. But there'll be a small bit of tension pulled into it. Here it's really bowed over, like there's a big dent there now in the crease. So what I'm hoping is when I tip that line, when I mark this, I use the Stanley blade because I have to clean the paint off or it gets stuck in the teeth of this and it doesn't work. So I have to have the clean metal, but the Stanley blade, once I cleaned it off, it made a dent, so you can still see the line. I don't know if you can see the line there still. You can just about see it over there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in the bead roller and tip this edge, just pull it down, and hopefully this bow here will flatten out again. It's fairly bowed. So hopefully that'll all flatten out again. I just have a tiny little radius on it. Let's see how that goes. I'll show what happened here. My bead roller has gone off of it, so the bottom die has slipped out that bit. It's messed up my line. My line is here. The fold is all the way in here. It's starting to go out. Alright, so I just want to set this back so this is pushed out all the way, and then I'll reset this top one. It really got fucked up when I went offline. It's got a wobble in it now. I think I'll be able to save it. Just that there, it needs to what I'm gonna do here, just gonna stretch that a bit. Just get that near enough flat. I'm gonna do there what I'm looking at. There's a bow there, you can see it. That's too much. All this needs is a tiny little. It's a bit fucked there where that went out of line, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off. That needs to be flattened out a bit there. Just dips in, right. I'm going to go get this line made up right off the camera. It's hard to do without having the camera in your head. I've taken that piece off. Just hope I have, I'm going to go right to the edge of that. That lines up. This doesn't fit perfect here because when I cut this out, it'll go up that bit more. That should be perfect. That's in line there. But it's fine up there. It just needs to be rounded off. Start to be rounded off there a bit. So what I'm going to do here is use just a chopping board. When I hit it, it only moves a small bit. See, now it's bent up a bit. Hopefully that came out. What I'll do is I'll keep doing that. Slowly keep going till I get it. Oh, look at that. Just about touching up there now. It's touching there. Hopefully there's probably a dip there because that will have bowed over nice and smoothly. There's a dent here, I can feel the crease, so it comes up here and then tips in. The side of this whole car was crashed, that's why there's so much work being done here, because it all got creased and just started to rust. The car's in really good nick otherwise. So I'm just going to pick a spot on that crease. It just about touches there, so what I'll do is I might just hammer along there just to get that rolling in a small bit, and just up along here. You know, that seems fine there. That's good now. So what I'll do is I'll just that'll be welded in first, and this will be cut just to meet that line. What I might do is mark that there, cut that down to there. Then when it comes to cutting this piece out, I'll just cut them from there down to it. That's shown on camera. Right. That's how quick it is to make a piece like that up. What's going to happen here is I'm going to Cleco clip a couple of these in here. Save my 2 hands. Look at this. I'm going to come along here, cut that lip out. I'm going to fit this up. The steel will still be here. I'm going to drill a couple of holes in. Cleco clip that in so it's in its spot where it's going to be welded. Just so I get rid of this lip and move it up that bit, if that makes sense. And then when that's in, I'll scribe that and I might cut, it'll all be cleco just along the very tip of it. So then I want to be able to cut this out. I'll be doing the same with this. This will be clecoed right along the top. This will be cut out. So when all this is removed, the cleco clips will have it in this place it's supposed to be. That'll be my marks from there on in instead of using that. And then when all this is opened up here, I need to be able to get in here and replace these spring hangers. They're there. I just want to make as much room here as I can. I just need to fix the inside of that arch there. Right, so I'm going to do that now. That's how easy it is to make that up. The reason that took a bit longer than it should have, I should have been able to fold that in one go, but when the line went off the bead roller, it fucked it up and it's made it look all wavy. So what I'll do is I'll hammer a good bit of this. Either it's a sharp edge there and then it's a round there. So I'm going to have to sharpen this edge up a bit. And I'm probably put in the bead roller and hammer it again. Just looks a bit shit now. Compared to like that, looks perfect. Yeah, I'll leave that there. If you like these videos, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. That's everything cut out there. I cut the lip off the inside, so that's gone up to match that. But this piece tips up and it's making like there's a corner there. So I've dropped this down to keep it going flush, and then I'll work this down a bit when I go to weld it. I've trimmed this off now, and the whole inside of this has been cut out. So there's nothing behind here. So I can mark that now. Cut it out and just weld it in, but as I said, I won't be. I'll be cutting just below these clecos just to make room so I can get in here. You see in the video I redone this just to get because this fold wasn't the same all the way around. I just redone it again, didn't take long. Came out a lot better. Yeah, that's all fitting nice. I think a lot of this I'm going to try, and I was TIG welding it all just so I could plan shit out, but I might make some of this, just see how it goes in. The next thing I have to do here now is cut this out, go around here, and that'll be that done. Then I'll be around the back. That other side's going to be easier. So I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for watching.